Okay, I hope you guys are having a good fall break, or at least having fun going to school over JCC's fall break. I had said in class that we need to make up the time we're missing because of fall break, so I'm going to make a few videos here covering some of the material we went over in class. This won't take very long, maybe 10 minutes. And then unleash you guys to do problems from the book to practice it, because keep in mind, we're almost done it's our second chapter, but I think in your book it's called chapter 1. So plan on having an exam within the next, I think I had said, the next week and a half. So just be aware of that, and this will be good practice. And in class, we were talking about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. And as far as it goes, I think we said parallel lines have the same slope and different intercepts. And then for perpendicular lines, I think we said they have negative reciprocal slopes. And as far as it goes, we had solved several problems in class, and ultimately the problem solving part of it was pretty much the same for both of them, as long as you know those definitions. So like I had said, I just wanted to briefly solve a problem or two to make sure you guys remember how to do it, and then I'll give you a bunch to do from your book so you can practice it. So suppose we say this. Find the equation of a line that is parallel, you remember the notation for parallel lines, to 2x plus 5y equals 8, going through 1, negative 3. And let me just check. Yes, that will work completely fine. Okay. Find the equation of a line that's parallel to 2x plus 5y equals 8, going through the point 1, negative 3. And we want to solve this out. And as far as it goes, like I said, we did these in class, and there's a pretty standard, straightforward way of doing it. First off, I'm looking for the equation of a line, which means my solution has to be an equation. If my solution is a point or a value for x, that's wrong because I have to give an equation. And let's see, I want the equation of a line that's parallel to this line. By definition, two lines are parallel if they have the same slope, which means the line that I'm looking for has to be parallel to this one, which means it has to have the same slope. So if I know the slope of this line, I know the slope of the line I'm looking for. How do we find the slope of that? Do algebra. Solve for y, put it in slope-intercept form. So subtract the 2x over. We get 5y equals negative 2x plus 8. Divide the 5. Y equals negative 2/5 x plus 8/5. That's in slope-intercept form. And you all know the coefficient of x is your slope. So the slope of this line is negative 2/5, which means that's the slope of the line I'm looking for. Now, we want a line with this slope going through that point. So use point-slope form. All of you remember the equation, and we'll see if I can reach all the way over here and write it. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now just plug in and solve. Let's see. Y minus the y value, which is negative 3. Y minus minus 3 is y plus 3. Equals the slope, which is the slope I found, negative 2/5, times x minus the x value, which is 1. And now, that's the equation of a line. It has the same slope as this line, so they'll be parallel. And we put this point into the equation, which means it'll go through that point. So we're good. The other thing I had mentioned in class was, as far as it goes, I'm completely fine with you writing an answer like that in point-slope form. We're looking for the equation of a line. That's the equation of a line. We're good to go. You might have to, in your homework or on your exam, put it in slope-intercept form because people tend to prefer that one. If you want to put this in slope-intercept form, distribute the negative 2/5, subtract the 3. We did that in class, and we're good to go. So as far as it goes, I know it's pretty straightforward. We had done some in class. Just to do one more really quickly, just to make sure we know what we're doing. Find the equation of a line perpendicular. You all remember the symbol to 2x plus y equals 7, going through -1, -5. So same thing, same setup, same method of solution. We want the equation of a line again, but now we want it perpendicular to this line going through this point. Same thing, perpendicularity is based off of slopes. So find the slope of that line, and that'll help me find the slope of the line I want. To find the slope of this line, solve for y. If you subtract the 2x, you get y equals -2x plus 7, which means the slope of this line is -2. Here I want a perpendicular line. We said perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So what's the negative reciprocal of -2? You flip the fraction, so 2 becomes 1/2, and you flip the sign. Negative becomes positive. So that's the slope I'm looking for. But now again, just like the last one, I have a slope, I have a point. Put it into point slope form. So we get y minus -5, which becomes y plus 5, equals 1/2 times x minus -1, which is x plus 1. Again, as far as it goes, that's the equation of a line that has all the criteria I want, so I'm fine with that. If you want, you can put it in slope-intercept form, or if the problem calls for it, make sure you're reading, put it in slope-intercept form. Just to do it for this one so we're clear, distribute the 1/2. Y plus 5 equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. And now we want to solve for y. Subtract the 5 over. You get y equals 1/2 x. 1/2 minus 5 is 1/2 minus 10/2, which is -9/2. And you get this. In class, we had also said that you guys need to be able to go between standard form, slope-intercept form, and point-slope form. So, again, if you want to do it just for practice, put it in point-slope form, put it in slope-intercept form, and then graph both of those lines and make sure they're the same. If the graph you get isn't the same line, then you did your algebra wrong, or you did your graph wrong, go back and check it. So you can use that as practice. That's it for this video. I'm going to make one more talking about basic graphing that'll be brief, so that I had said in class that would allow you guys to practice that over break as well. Turn it off.